Glad here with another Bleach Immortal video. So today I wanted to cover some SR characters because I've been noticing that some people in Kenpachi's contests have been using SR characters in the group battle phase, and I've been noticing that I've checked out their skill sets and it's actually pretty good. So I wanted to go over them with you guys, and you guys can drop some comments in the section below and let me know if you guys think I'm wrong or that I'm right. But I do think that some of these SR characters are going to be very powerful in a 1v1 situation. So let's start out with Sasakibe. Mastery skill, deals damage to a single target, has a 24% chance of paralyzing, he has a CC, he's an attacker, so that's good. Rage skill, deals damage to a single enemy, has a 70% chance of ignoring 30% of the target's defense. Only effective during an attacking phase. You can team this up with the Warsaw the Eye. I think that's going to go great because you're going to ignore a lot of defense and deal a lot of damage. Now let's look at his passive. When using normal attacks, has a chance of paralyzing the target. Lasts 1 round. So that means you can... and that says when using rage skill, if the target is paralyzed, double the defense reduction of that target. So you're going to be hitting even harder. Now this means that you can also paralyze from doing a basic attack and then also from a mastery skill. So that's going to be good. He is an SR character, and let's go to the next one. So Nemu, mastery skill, deals damage to a single enemy, decreases target's defense by 15%, so you're going to hit harder. Mastery skill, deals damage to a single enemy, deals 60% additional damage to a target with less than 50%. After weapon awakened, damage greatly increases and deals additional damage to the target. So she pretty much has the Omaida Warsaw as her mastery skill, as a raid skill, which is pretty sweet because you can team them both up together and then you're going to deal an insane amount of damage. So if it's below 50%, you're going to deal 60 additional damage with Omaida's Warsaw. If it's under 45%, you're going to deal an extra 18% more damage. You team these both up, you're going to deal an extra 70%, almost close to 80% more damage. Let's look at Nemu's Rage, which is her passive. Her attacks deal additional damage equal to a percentage of Nemu's max health. It may not be that much of a big buff, but the higher the health, the more damage, so that's good as well, right? Let's check over Omaida. Deals damage to a single enemy and receives 15% less damage from attackers, which is great because he is going to be the counter to attackers. So if you put him against maybe a Kenpachi, Kenpachi's going to deal 15% less damage. Let's check out his Rage. Deals damage to a column. During the attack, damage is increased by 35% to all attackers, which is sweet because he's going to deal extra damage to attackers. And then let's look out his passive. When he is alive, he increases the block rate of front allies. So he's going to increase his own block rate. And he's going to deal 10% more damage to defense specialty characters. So I guess you can put him against a counter against the defense, but he's going to do well against attack specialty characters like he's supposed to. Let's check out Orihime. So she is able to turn SSR, but we're not at that point yet. Deals damage to a single enemy, increase target's injury rate by 50%. Lasts for 2 rounds. When she does become SSR, whenever that is, the target's damage reduction rate is decreased by 12%, so you're going to be able to hit harder. If we look at the Rage, it's basically just a heal for her, but increases damage reduction rate by 15%, so you're not going to be able to hit her as hard. And grants an additional recovering. When SSR is unlocked, healing targets receive the blessed effect, which can trigger once per battle, which the blessed effect basically means will not take damage from being attacked after being attacked. The best effect is gone. So it's not that bad, but I would probably put her up against another Orihime. I had my Orihime go against another Orihime and it lasted the whole 10 rounds, which was extremely boring. Let's check out her passive. Rage skill, additional heals for 12% of target's max health. When she's alive, back row, take a last dot, not important in a 1v1 situation, but SSR, her heal rate is increased by 15%, so she's going to heal more when she becomes an SSR character. Let's check out Momo. So her master skill deals damage single target. Target's female has a 70% chance to silence, which is pretty sweet. Let's see how her Rage deals damage to 3 random enemies, so 3 times. Block chance, decreased block chance by 5%. When the weapon is awakened, damage increases greatly, and then She's gonna deal more damage to defense specialty characters, which she is to counter that anyway. Let's check out her passive. When she is alive, skill specialty characters deal 10% more damage to defense specialty characters, which is pretty sweet. After the round is over, there's a chance to dispel all debuffs from a random female ally. So if she does get a debuff, she's most likely going to be able to take one off from herself. Isane's, let's check out her master skill. Deals damage to a single target, immediately heals allies with the lowest health, 20% plus 10% HP, then continues recovering ally with the lowest HP for 2 rounds. So she's going to heal herself basically and deal damage at the same time. Let's check out her rage skill. Single target, immediately heals target with the lowest HP for 40% plus 10% HP and then continues recovering allies with the lowest HP for 2 rounds. After weapon awakens, damage and healing effect increases greatly. So basically she's going to attack and heal, and then if we check out her passive, when she is alive, she increases defense of front row allies and attack back row allies. Her rage skill heals the target for 10% HP for 2 rounds. So she's basically going to just keep hitting you and healing. So she's going to be a very good skill character to use. Let's check out Ikaku. So he's going to be a single target once again. If the target's HP is higher than his at the time, he deals 50% extra damage to targets, which is great. His rage skill deals damage to a single enemy when the attack is blocked. He instantly deals 80% of his attack as bonus damage to the target. So that's pretty sweet because if you put him up against defense specialty characters he's going to counter, more than likely if they put him right, they're going to make sure that he has a high block chance in order to mitigate some damage. He's going to be able to deal some bonus damage with his rage. And then his passive, when he is alive after the end of each round, he heals the ally with the lowest HP and dispels his or her bleed effect. So if he does have bleed, he's going to be able to take that out, and then he's also going to be able to heal himself at the end of the round. So that's pretty sweet as well. Now let's check out Kanju. Deals damage to a single target, has 63% of inflicting burn effect, and lasts for 2 rounds. So he has a high chance of applying that dot for that rage. Deals damage to a single enemy, has a 9% chance of stunning. So he has a stun. And then it says when a weapon awakens, damage is increased greatly, has a greater chance of stunning. That's pretty cool. When using normal attacks, has a 50% chance to inflict a burn. So he has a chance of inflicting that dot with his basic attack and then with his mastery skill, which is pretty good. And then rage skill will additionally increase chances of stunning bleeding targets. So if that target is already bleeding, you're going to increase your chances of stunning the target. He does not have a bleed effect, but you can apply that Uryu Warsaw on him so that he can apply that bleed effect. So that means when that Uryu Warsaw procs and he does apply that bleed effect, we'll have a greater chance of stunning an enemy. Now let's check out Yumichika. Mastery skill deals damage to a single target. Damage is increased by 40% if at the time the target has higher HP than him. So he's going to be able to deal more damage if that HP is higher than him. That's going to be good. Rage deals damage to a single target and steals 75 rage from the target. When weapon awakens, damage increases greatly and it can steal more rage. So it might not seem like a lot of rage because it's just 75, but in a 1v1 situation, I think this is going to help out, especially for like black tortoises who gain a lot of rage from being hit. And then if you use this on like a white tiger or a Azure Dragon, this is going to help out big time because they don't have great regen like Vermilion Birds do. Now let's check out Shuhei. Deals damage to a single enemy, deals bleed damage to the target, lasts 2 rounds. So he's going to be able to proc that bleed effect. For his rage, deals damage to front row, has a 16% chance of paralyzing. Every time I face this guy in elite mode, he's always paralyzed me. I don't know why, but he does have a paralyzed effect, which is pretty great. After the weapon is awakened, the damage increased greatly, and when attacking bleeding targets, self-damage reduction is increased. So if you hit that mastery skill and you proc that bleeding, his damage reduction rate is going to be increased, so you are going to hit him less harder, which is going to be nice. Let's check out his passive. When he is alive, increases all allies' defense in battle, so he's going to increase his own defense. Has a 75% of chance of adding a bleed effect to targets when using rate skill. So he's going to be able to, he's basically going to proc that bleed with his rate skill, and then he is going to be able to also paralyze with that rate skill. And I want to read that one more time just to say something. Attacking bleeding targets, self damage rate, and that's when the weapon is awakened. So when you awaken his weapon, he's going to be even better. He's going to be able to tank more. Let's check out Kita. He's going to be the last of the SR characters. Deals damage to a single enemy. Adds 1 stack of gravity mark to a target. At 3 stacks, the target will be stunned for 1 round, and then the stacks are going to be removed. Rage skill deals damage to a column. Has a 50% chance of adding a 75% healing reduction effect to the target, so their healing is going to be reduced. Lasts 2 rounds after the weapon is awakened. Damage is increased greatly, and the target's healing reduction rate is increased greatly. So that's good because you can put him against somebody who can self-heal and they aren't going to heal as much. For his passive, when using normal attacks, has a 50% chance of adding 1 stack of gravity marks, and if it reaches 3 stacks, stun the target for 1 round and then clear the stacks. Decreases the attack of a female enemy's attack. So that's good. So he is going to be able to proc that gravity mark with his basic attack. He has a 50% chance, and then with his mastery skill, it's just going to be automatic. So he is going to be the final SR character. I'm not going to lie, guys. Some of these SR characters are looking pretty good in 1v1 situations, and especially in Kenpachi's contest. So if you are free to play, maybe look into using some of these characters because some of their skills are actually pretty good. As you guys can see, I read over about all of them, and they're looking pretty strong in a 1v1 situation. Also keep in mind that since they are SR characters, it's going to be easier for you guys to get them to 5 and 6 star characters and even 7 star characters because they're going to be easier to obtain in summons. So when you get them to 5 star, just so you guys know, you're going to get that damage increase, which is going to help you deal more damage. And then once you unlock them to 6 star, you're going to get that damage reduction, which is going to help you tank more. And then once you unlock them to 7 star, you're going to unlock Transcendence, which is going to help you, which I'll show you guys right now. So you're going to unlock Transcendence, which if you do that, oh fuck. Alright, let me show you guys now. I didn't mean to do that. So if you do that, you're going to be able to unlock Transcendence, and you're going to be able to buff their basic stats. So you're going to make them even more powerful. So they are going to be definitely useful SR characters because you are going to be able to transcend them quicker. So I think they are going to be more helpful in Kenpachi's contest. But tell me what you guys think about the video. I know veteran players might disagree with me, but I think as a brand new free-to-play player, SR characters are going to help you out in Kenpachi's contest if you put the investment in them. But if you have any comments, drop them in the comment section down below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, guys, have a good one.